Okay, hi once again.
Hi, hope you're all well. My name is Seamus, and I voice Oscar in RWBY Flaming Skull. Thanks for sending your questions. Looking forward to answering them.
Hello, everyone. It is I, Pentaclips, not Vera Miles. Though maybe it is. And here I am to answer your questions. All by myself. With no help whatsoever. Okay, I'm getting a lot of help. Everybody around me is really cool, and I really like them, and I think they're great, and I'm excited to answer questions today.
Hello, everybody. This is Lost Dreamer, also known as the voice actress of Weisschnee and Rosie Doll, and I will be answering some of your questions.
Hi, my name is Equestron. I am the voice of Anton and the co-writer of Flaming Skull. So I'm here to answer questions sent in by you, the viewers. So let's see what you got.
Realistically? Or should I be like, oh, well, I will strive to solve world hunger? No, that's kind of tone deaf. I would probably help my parents pay off their property and maybe invest some of it into my own property. And then go from there. Yeah, super interesting answer.
Pay off my student loans. Yeah, that's the big one. And then after that, I don't know. Find a better place to live, I guess. And then buy figures, usual stuff.
Ah, the age-old question, eh? Well, first, I'd probably split it equally with my family. And after that, I was probably looking to get in a place of my own, get some new equipment to help improve my art and drawing. And I have a few ideas for projects of my own in the future, and I will probably need to invest in some extra help for those. Mind you, I don't know how far I'll be able to get with a million, given how expensive everything is these days. But I still wouldn't mind giving it a try.
Good question. I never had $1 million in my bank account. I think I would upgrade my setup and my home studio, and with the rest of the money, I would help my family out or something like that. Definitely would not spend those money on a trucks and alcohol and. Oh, goodness sake.
If you mean like RWBY, like normal RWBY, I can't put my finger on who I like. There's just so many characters. There is one though. Her name starts with a C. C. And then there's like an ender in there. I think I know who my favorite character is. It's Yang. I think I was thinking of the wrong letters, It's Yang. As for my favorite Flaming Skull character, I'd say I like Vera. But that's like kind of a silly answer because it's, I voice her, but she's really cool, okay? I can't help it. Look at her. Look at her. She's got this armor and she's green and she likes being dramatic and flirty, and yeah, I know you didn't ask me why, but I had to tell you because it's so important.
Come on. You know who it is.
Pretty sure I answered the favorite character question during the last Q&A, but the answer's still the same, which is Yang. She's the best. And of course, Weiss is a very close second.
Let's see, favorite RWBY character? Well, if I had to choose one from the original series, I would say Neo, without a doubt. I will say, in Flaming Skull so far, my two favorite characters would be Shadow and the FS version of Blake. I liked Neo because of how sassy she was, and mixed in with how relentless and obsessive she was with tracking down Ruby, it was definitely my favorite part of the show. I like Shadow, especially in the later seasons, because he is a cold, ruthless killing machine, and will definitely pose one hell of a challenge for the heroes. But then you'd see those moments where he reminisces on his past, especially with Penny, and you wonder, is there any chance of him being redeemed, or will it be too late for him? All in all, looking forward to see how it goes. And for F.S. Blake, I just like how she was written here, to be honest. Like, learning about her backstory, learning about the history of Faunus here through her, and after seeing what happens at the end of Season 2, which I won't say in case of spoilers, I'm very curious to see how she'll be able to handle the battle against Nyholm.
When it's come to original series, original RWBY, Cinderfall is my favorite, absolutely favorite. She's still my favorite one. And of course there's a Penny, I love Penny, of course. And I think that when it comes to like the heroes, Ruby Rose is my favorite one. But I don't watch RWBY anymore as much as I did when I started, example, like Flaming Skull. I don't know if I ever even going to watch the new volume when it comes out, but I don't know yet. But that's my answer for now.
I would say my favorite movie would have to be Night of the Demon, or Curse of the Demon, depending on who you ask. It had a fairly simple story overall, nothing too complex. But given how well it was all written, ranging from the characters to the story elements, I can safely say I'm very glad I came across it.
Favorite movie, if I don't have to pick a singular favorite movie, because that's really, really hard, but like more like a set of movies, then it's easily Lord of the Rings, because, I mean, come on, that is a lightning in the bottle capture of a film series. I've loved Lord of the Rings, the world of Middle-earth, ever since I was 10. Followed by that would probably be the trilogy, the first 3 movies of the Pirate series. Not that the other 2 aren't good, but that trilogy just feels so connected, and it has such a powerful ending, and always makes me cry at the end.
You know, I'm not a movie person. I haven't been a movie person for like my whole life. Whoa, what a crazy thing. I don't really like the cinema. It's okay. It's just, I have sensitive ears, okay? It's a little loud. No, I like, 12 Angry Men. You probably never heard of it. It's this really old film with a lot of angry people, and they're all trying to solve a case together in America. It's very, I like it. I don't know. I like Walter Mitty. There's just something about that movie that I really like. Other than that, I can't really say, oh yeah, this is my favorite movie of all time. I don't really, I mean, I liked, what's that movie called? Birds of Prey? I like Harley Quinn. Can't help it. I don't know what it is. It's just, she's cool beans.
Jurassic Park. Best movie ever. No flaws, no notes. Absolute cinema.
There's so many great movies out there what I personally love. I would go a ton of a list of great movies, but I think at the moment I have 2 actually. The first one is Forrest Gump. I love that movie. And I would say Terminator 2. There's only 2 Terminator movies, by the way. But I could say like a first Rambo or the Rocky films. I'm a big Rocky fan myself. And yeah, like I said, there's too many great movies out there to say. But I say those 2 at the moment. I know it could change tomorrow.
I'm not one of the writers, so I can't really answer this, but now that you mention it, the resemblance between Sonic Shadow and our Shadow is uncanny. It's like if Sonic Shadow decided to make a human Sona.
I can't really say, but I can safely say that I also made that association. And Shadow's outfit, back in the day when he was with Penny, was actually based off of the Shadow the Hedgehog color scheme.
You know, actually, I think Shadow was inspired by Now, hear me out, hear me out. I think Shadow was inspired by Dr. Robotnik. You know, Eggman? Because, you know, he's red, he's really angry, and get this, he likes robots. You know, Penny? I think I'm onto something here. I think I've got it. It's frickin' right, I'm calling you out over here, Shadow. It's Dr. Robotnik.
He won't say it, but it was.
Yeah, I have seen these questions before. And I think it's about time we settle down. That answer that is no. I know what a shock. I can understand why people would assuming that I had my inspiration from Shadow the Hedgehog, but no, the inspiration came up from myself as me as a person. So yeah, Shadow is based on like personality. It's based on me as a person, as who I am. One part of myself, and also I could say I used that inspiration Ryuko from Kill la Kill anime. She was one of my inspirations. This kind of edgy girl personality. She was one of my inspiration. But yeah, I know that people have a lot of like sees a lot of similar things between Shadow the Hedgehog and Flaming Skull Shadow. I can understand, so I don't blame anyone who dares to say like, oh, he was based on the Shadow the Hedgehog. But yeah, that's the final. That's the my answer. The answer is no, and it always will be no.
Oh, and these questions are what the gate kept girl boss gaslit gatekeeping. I know what I'm talking about. You know what? I'm gonna answer them anyway because you know I write on this story too, and I do lots of voices and I punch things as Yang and Vera and Salem and Cinder. I don't even know who Cinder is, but you know I think I voice her. I might not. Anyway. No, because I said so. No, but that would be really funny. I think like a RWBY chibi reenactment of like all of the characters acting out things in the most melodramatic way possible. Like, if you've ever seen the RWBY Thoughts Christmas special where they're all puppets, I could see that working for Flaming Skull. Or just, you know, chibis on the screen all silly and jumpy up and down.
Yeah, I thought about it. I mean, for me, my idea is to make like kind of like a parody of the show. I don't know if you're ever familiar with this channel called Space Ice, where he does like really like hilariously bad recaps of Steven Seagal movies, where he just makes stuff up and then he just puts his own spin on the narrative. I was thinking about doing something like that, but it's just more like a time thing. I don't really have a lot of time to make that, but I do want to make it at some point. Maybe when we start approaching season 4.
That's something I haven't even thought about, and for sure, I for an idea that sounds kind of fun. We would definitely have to put a lot of comedy on that kind of video if we ever did that. But at the moment, I say we don't have any plans for that. But I think if we going to do that, it's not going to happen anytime soon. I mean, if someone else wants to do that, I mean, I give like, hey, thumbs up, go forward. I would also like to see that, but when it's come to like to me, I don't know yet, but perhaps in the future, Could be fun. Could be fun. I don't close the door.
You know, so since I know that Equies would say, you know, I like Weiss best girl, I'll just be an asshole and just say, you know what, no, Weiss not best girl. Weiss is the worst female character. So suddenly I've decided, please don't stab me, I have decided, because of a lot of talking and discussion with my besties, that you're getting a little close with the knife, that I really like Weiss, and I think she is the best girl, and that actually the worst female character does not exist. There is no bad female characters, because... Wait, no, I'm sorry, he's shaking his head. I mean, I'm here alone in this room, so the worst female characters are all of them, because Weiss is the best, and I cannot take any questions. I am fine. Thank you for asking that question. It's a really good one. Really good one.
Worst female character and why? Note, I am not sure if this means RWBY. I mean, if we're talking RWBY, like the canon show, I forget her name. She's that lady in Volume 6, who the military lady in Volume 6 that didn't want to help them out at first, and then she helps them out at the end after our Big Mac fight. Forget her name, but I think she sticks out as the worst female character. Worst female Flaming Skull character, Eric, such a diva.
There's a lot of not so great female characters in RWBY. Yeah, what shock, I know. I personally cannot think anyone at the moment. Well, I editing me will put something picture here right now and show what I personally don't like.
Personally, I don't see that happening. But again, that's up to Shadow. He could suddenly turn around and be like, oh, we're going to do this OVA where RWBY has red hair instead of black hair, and Yang doesn't punch things. No, she is a peacemaker, and she just, like, sits there and she discusses with the villains. That'll be the Flaming Skull OVA.
I don't think that's in the cards, other than the parody thing I just mentioned, but as far as I'm aware, no.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I personally have a lot of ideas I would love one day to do and work on, but my time is really limited. I'm a really busy person for myself. It's a miracle how I have even time for Flaming Skull. I just have to make time for this because I love doing this so much. But yeah, for sure. Just have to wait till I have time for that.
Okay, as for the favorite artworks of RWBY Flaming Skull, I'd say all of them. I think they're all very good, if I do say so myself.
I mean, whatever Shadow does. I'm not sure if we've gotten like fan art of the show. But I mean, Shadow does most of the art, and I think he does a great job. So there we go.
This question actually might be one of my favorites, and honestly, it is so hard to answer because I love practically every piece of artwork that Shadow shares with us in the Discord server, whether it's RWBY related or not. And in fact, I save all of the art that he has of Weiss and Rosie, not only because they look good, but they remind me how lucky I am to be voicing them.
I'd say my favorite piece of artwork was come from the last couple episodes of Flaming Skull Season 2. The way they were drawn just really helps to build that dark atmosphere that was going on there.
Personally, I hate my art. I don't know if you can tell, but when we look like a really first season of Flaming Skull, that art is horrible to my eyes. but yeah, that's where we started. Then I see there was like a middle ground where Flaming Skull was kind of getting its new look, and nowadays I feel like now Flaming Skull has its third like art style, what will be its main and final style. And the reason for that is because my style has changed over the years. I mean, I don't see why I I shouldn't uh, change my art style for what fits the series and my style better. But now I think Flaming Skull has its own style, which I try to follow to the best of my uh, best of my what I'm able to do. And but yes, like I say, as an artist, I'm never perfect. I never feel like I'm never ready. Uh, I'm really critical from my personally. I'm really critical from my own art when it's come to like Flaming Skull art or my other art. What I love to do, believe it or not, I do a lot of other artwork too. If you are interested in just if you are interested for that, just go check my Deviant art. I have posted there a lot of my other art, what I love personally do, which is completely different from the Flaming Skull style. But it's more complicated and it's more detailed than Flaming Skull has. But yeah, I still feel like I have a lot to ways to go, and I'm still not perfect. Far from perfect.
Obviously, that would be amazing. I'd like to see little tiny little Vera. It should be cooked so cute. And then, maybe little tiny Yang and little tiny Salem getting all angry.
By favorite chibi, I'm assuming you're asking which RWBY Flaming Skull character that we've seen in chibi form we like the best. In which case, it's hands down Shadow, because, I mean, how can you possibly take him seriously?
That would be fun. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. I think our Flame Skull groups, we could come up so so fun things together, but like I said before, like it's all comes to that I don't have time for that at the moment. So we would need someone else to do the whole artwork, or would it be animated? I mean, then I would completely like step away from that. Like, yeah, some animating is not something I'm able to do, or I wish I could do animation, but at the time and the skills what I have right now, it's really not gonna happen. So either we gonna get someone else to do that kind of stuff. I could just stay on a voicing Shadow and writing some sketch, but overall, like do the artwork for that. Like I could stand away from that because I just don't have time for doing that. It's a long process if we would ever do that.
Obviously, number 6 is my favorite question, because it's being asked by a rando on the internet involving RWBY Flaming Skull. Because I don't know who you are. It's not like you comment on every video and I read all of your comments, and you didn't include me in this comment section, and
I'm sure we got one, but I'm sorry, I had to think about that for a while. My memory is failing me. I'm sure someone else can answer that.
I can't say I have a favorite question, but the favorite kind of questions I like getting, I think, are in the form of requests. Like asking one of the VAs to say something as one of their characters, or asking one of the writers how they would think, or want a certain scene to play out in writing. I think those are a lot of fun, and it's a good way to interact with fans.
I would say any question involving art, because I like talking about art in general. There was also a question from the previous Q&A episode I liked, asking if any of the RWBY characters will be getting weapon upgrades like Shadow got with his firearms. Whether or not they do, it's still a really cool idea to play with.
Can I say this this question? I don't know. Has there like really been kind of? I mean, I try to answer all the questions what I get. Wait, yeah, now I get it. The question: will Cinder and Shadow ever get back together? I don't know if there still is people. I don't know if there is still is people who are like hoping that day will come, or still believing in it. Yeah, I can spoil that right now that will never happen again. At the moment, that's not something I'm writing at the moment. Like they would ever get back together. I mean, if you want, you can make your own fanfiction about two of them. But I don't think it's like, yeah. Back to the question, like, yeah, I think that's the best favorite question what I ever got.
Obviously Cinder. Duh. Nobody likes her. I feel really bad for her. She really needs somebody, you know? Maybe somebody very strong and very tall and a little bit, she sounds kind of like she's Australian. And yeah, that's my 2 cents on that one. So she's not that bad. Yeah.
Eric, such a diva.
I know this one. It's Blake and Eric. I don't know why I still write that I want to ship them together. But yeah, that's the worst love interest ship I know. Blake and Eric, yeah, like they would ever get back together. Like, I don't know, maybe. I know, like, Reaper would kill me if I just come to her like saying like, hey, by the way, we're gonna ship Eric and Blake together. I know she would kill me if I ever said that.
That's a lot of characters, mate. I don't know how to answer that. I could answer my particular characters. That'd be pretty cool. So, Vera would probably like those little strawberry lollies that you get from the little old ladies in, like, America. Like, they're all, like, wrapped up and shiny. And it's probably because they're green on the outside. It makes me think of her. But I just feel like she'd eat those unironically. I don't know. And then, let's see. Yang? Probably something Mexican candy. Like one of those mango coated with... What's that stuff called? Tajin? Yeah, she'd like that. Because it's spicy like she is. Well, it's not that spicy, you know what I mean? And then, who else do I voice? This is a problem. Salem. She would like the Souls of the Damned. That's her favorite candy. She's a hipster like that, And finally, Cinder. I think she just have hot tamales. There's like little capsules that are like cinnamon flavored that can burn your mouth out if you put too many in your face at once. Yeah, she'd like that.
I don't know what the character's favorite candies are, but since Rosie's an OC, maybe I can just give her my own, which are probably, I love 100-gram bars. Would they be called 100,000 Land bar in RWBY? Yeah, let's go with that. And peppermint patties. Actually, peppermint patties seems really fitting for Rosie. I don't know why, but that just seems right. Whatever Weiss's is, I'm sure it's a very high quality piece of chocolate that's super expensive. Hopefully not as expensive as those bottles of wine were that Ruby and Yang were drinking. Which I have not forgotten about, you two.
Well, Anton likes mints. Like wintergreen mints, whatever you call them. Like very, very minty mints. You know why. Anyway, Ruby, she likes red licorice. Weiss, she likes whatever Anton likes. um, Yang, she likes candy corn. I don't know what she likes. Shadow, he doesn't he doesn't drink he doesn't eat candy. He drinks alcohol, lots of it. No, he doesn't. He actually likes black licorice. So he's like the opposite of Ruby. She likes red licorice. He likes black licorice. There you go.
That's interesting question. I don't know. I don't know. I know like Ruby likes like cookies where like chocolates in. So I think Ruby likes chocolate, and I think Shadow would also like chocolate. Like I think that would be his favorite candy, but he doesn't eat candy that much. But I think something like Rosie would love something sweet, and because she's a sweet girl, like of course she would love something sweet because she's too sweet. And I think Yang would like something what's really hard, but same times like really tasty. I don't know. I see what other guys come up with them. I think they can come up with something. I don't know.
I would get Shadow Penny for Christmas because I think they need to get back together.
I would actually love to give Eric box sets of old comedy shows from our world. Partly because I think he would enjoy them, but mostly because I would like to see him try and put that kind of humor into practice and fail miserably.
I would get Yang a robotic arm. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That's what Anton would do. I would get Weiss a diamond ring. No, I don't know what I would get. I get her a stuffed polar bear. There you go. That's fun. That's cute.
I know what I get to Shadow. Free therapy sessions. I mean, that guy needs a therapy. Okay, how was your day? Today I tried to kill my friends. Okay, let's start all over again. Remember, deep breaths. We are getting there. I know he would definitely need some therapy sessions. That would be best Christmas gift for him. And for Penny, I would think she would like something sweet too. Like, yeah, she deserves something nice. She's so sweet girl. Just like all the heroes, they deserve something nice. Unlike Cinder, who does not, she doesn't deserve anything.
Whatever do you mean, friend? How could you get lost? We're all lost in the world that Shadow created. There is no escape. There is no war in Remnant. There is no war in Remnant.
No. You're fine. Keep going. I'm sure things will end up okay for you.
Well, it looks like we're going to be down here together.
No help will come to you. I will destroy you in this world. For once and for all.